What's good, YouTube? Runicks YGO here. Boy, am I glad to see the light. That's what I'm talking about! We made it. We fought all month just to get towards the end of the month. Sadly, we could not make Masters 1, but we made Masters 5 with a deck I've been testing and loving, Maliss Smith. Shout out to Sky Saber for giving me the fun, cute name Maliss and Fiendsmith put together. Now, this is the deck. I will not be going over it. Link in the description for a deck profile and how my mindset of how I think about the deck. Things can always change. You can always change ratios. You don't have to play it this way in terms of either hand traps. You don't have to play Lubellion. You don't have to play Regained. You could mess around with the extra deck. It's very experimental. That's the beauty of it, in my opinion. I want to show you the games that got me into Masters with Maliss Smith, because without the Fiendsmith engine, I probably would have lost those games. To all Maliss players out there, are you tired of getting Lancia, having reactions like this? Yes! We can do it. Please. No! Well, look no more. Maliss Smiths are here to help you push into victory. So many people on ladder playing Lancia to 3 even. It is not fun being a Maliss player at this moment because all eyes on Maliss. And because of that, let's go quickly into the games. I just want to show a recap of those games that I played on stream. Link in the description will also be the VODs going from Diamond 1 all the way to Masters. I just want to show off the situations, what came up, and how this deck shined in the way it was supposed to, and push me to Masters just by playing the man of the hour, Fiendsmith Engraver. I truly love the Fiendsmith engine. I hope to play it as much as I can with Maliss. Of course, this is not the best variant by no means, but again, it does address your lose condition. Lancia does turn end you when all you have is just Maliss, but when you have something like the Bystial engine and the Fiendsmith engine, you end up becoming a Fiendsmith control, and possibly with all the hand traps that you can play in this deck, still defend and go pop off with Maliss later. Let's go straight into a video. Again, I want to thank everyone who supported me, was always watching my videos, and never gave up on me. I did not think I would make the Lion tier. But still, I'm truly proud, whether it's Masters 5, Masters 1, or just getting out of Diamond. It's always a fun experience getting out, so I truly am blessed. Thank you guys so much for this. Let's go into replay. So the first game we are fighting Gimmick Puppet, and we're full combo here. We have pretty fine installation and good hand traps going second too if we get stunned. But starting out, of course, the first and foremost thing you want to do is track. So you always want to start off with track because, again, you want to get baited here. But of course, if we get interrupted here, we're actually stunned. We can't play with just Chessy Cat. However, because Chessy Cat is here, we could just normal summon it and link off that way and go full combo Maliss. Now, you may be asking yourself, what do you do with Fiendsmith here? You have 2 options within the build that I am playing. Once you get into sequence, 2 things that will happen. You either go into 1, High King Caesar, or 2, Apollosa. Now, depending on which one you go into matters, because in the end of the day, if you go into High King Caesar, you are going to have a leftover Link 2 body that you can easily link climb with just a Chessy Cat normal summon. So with that being said, here, we do the Fiendsmith stuff to go into Lurie. Lurie gets special. Going into Requiem. Requiem going into Lacrima sending Engraver special summoning from the grave, going into Sequence. Sequence sends the 2 away for Lacrima. follow up for next turn too. That's pretty good. So you want to special summon it instead of add it to your hand. Link the 2 away, going into High King Caesar. And then we can easily just pivot. That's when you just pivot into Maliss full combo now. Going into Red Ransom, Link 3. Red Ransom gets us the Field Spell. Field Spell gets us Dormouse, Banish. Dormouse, special summoning, banishing. White Rabbit. And then White Rabbit gets GWC. Linking the 2 into Splash Mage. Link climbing to get Splash Mage back. Fortunately, couldn't use Chesties to get Cat Effect to special or draw 2. We White Rat Binder to banish. That's 3 out of the 4 cards banished now with Maliss. Sending White Binder to get back White Rabbit. White Binder comes back. Drawing. Pretty good draw, because then we end up drawing 2. And then banishing Dormouse. Getting March Hare. Setting back GWC. Link 1 into Link Decoder. Link all 3 into Heart Scripter. Link Decoder comes back. Link the 2 away into Firewall Dragon. I couldn't do anything with Link Decoder at that point. Then we March Hare here, banishing Heart Scripter. Heart Scripter gets special summon. It's very important to put it under Firewall Dragon, so Firewall Dragon is online to bounce. In addition, don't forget, it's important where placement for Heart Scripter, because again, even though let's say they negate this or imperm, you can still use its effect if it's pointing to a card, because it cannot negate its activation. We set 1. So with this, we have a really, really strong board. Here we have 2 special summon negates, 2 banishes from Heart Scripter via going into GWC, going into White Binder, and White Binder getting us White Rabbit to eventually get MTP7. 4 hand trap, White Binder to banish, and that's about it. That's 9 interruptions there, just with this hand, by going into Fiendsmith into Maliss, full combo, uninterrupted. Opponent uses the field spell, tries to send a Gimmick Puppet, so we just imperm there just because we have a second imperm. Negate. They try to use Rogue Doll, and we High King Caesar here just destroy it. They go into a big chain. They try to Call by the Grave, so we cross out that. Try to cross out that, and they use the second Call by the Grave to go for White Binder. At that point, we have to GWC because we want to make them miss target. And then they Forbidden Droplet, sending all 3, negating 3 cards on the field, which kind of sucks, but wow. They negate all 3. My White Binder still goes through. They miss target there, and we cross out the other called by, negating High King Caesar, summoning little soldiers. We let that go through. Lacrima sending back sequence, and we banish their cards. In addition, we did a boo-boo here. Although this was correct to banish, unfortunately I did not read the effect of the field spell, that they are unaffected by your opponent's monsters except XYZs. So that was kind of a waste. So we're almost out of our interruptions here. We just have the last imperm. Banishing the 2 so they can't get it back, get anything to the grave. They link 2 to Chimera Doll. Use the effect to add it back to his hand, They're close to Nib, and at this point we imperm them so they can't further play. We have follow-up for next turn. And that's when they quit. This was a pretty good example to just show how the deck can easily just pivot once you do Fiendsmith, and you get free bodies and can easily 1-card combo with Maliss. A duel going first again, and we're fighting Snake Eyes. Our hand is actually super full gas too. We have all 3 engines, Bystial, Fiendsmith, and Maliss. So I was super stoked about this. I was just scared if we get Max Seed here, it's over. So look, we get Lubellion here. Normal summon Lacrima, sending Engraver, linking into Requiem. Requiem sending for other Engraver. For the second Engraver, again, it is very important to start off with Fiendsmith before you ever start March Hare, as you will be locked once you use a banishment effect here. So again, use the other engines first. Fiendsmith or Maliss is always last. Going into sequence here, and I chose to myself, I wanted, I believe, to get High King Caesar, because oh, you know what? We get nibbed. I was gonna go for High King Caesar here, but because we got nibbed, you know, they were gonna miss timing either way, so they're forced to nib. One thing I love about Fiendsmith is that you can use engine of Fiendsmith to bait out hand traps, exactly what it was used for. At this point, we try to March Hare, and look, guess what? They had the Lancia. These Lancias would have easily stopped us and turn-ended us. If this was pure Malice, this would have felt super bad. But because we had the Fiendsmith Bystials, we were able to still play and have some sort of half force. Not the best again, but you know what? This is still a lot better than nothing with pure Malice. So with this, draws, 1 hand trap, and Druid Swarm. That is it. 3 interruptions here. Our opponent bonfires, and once I saw Snake Eyes Ash, I knew, oh no. Opponent Snake Eyes Ash. We use Regain to bring back Magna Hunt for the follow-up. Then we Imperm on chain 3 here. Just amazing. Okay, then we Magna Hunt, and then they use Sing Engine. So going into Sing Engine, they are getting more bodies to possibly go into something. One thing that was kind of questionable that I wonder why they went with this, they linked Karibo'd. Once they linked Karibo, they went into Lina. So Lina was supposed to get our Engraver. I know what they're gonna do with the Engraver. Super smart to do this. However, you do know I have Bystials, so I'm forcing myself. I have to just banish my own Engraver because I don't want them to have it. Making them miss 2, and I draw 1. So we drew during stream too. I was praying for the Maxi, and my goodness, did my prayers get answered. I got the Maxi, part of the cards, was funny on stream. Immediately, we just went into Maxi, shotgunning it, and we just drew 1, because we knew they would do this with Doom Dragon. Setting Druid Swarm down, and drawing for a Nib, I prayed. As they set up, they get OSS here, linking the 2 into Moon of Closed Heavens, so we get to draw even more, and we finally Nib here. The reason we Nib here is because they have no cards in their hand. They have an OSS, but they need to get rid of something on the field, or hand. No, field, my mistake. This was the best time to Nib. That was it. Again, without the Fiendsmith or Bystials, it would have been turn ending. Lancia would have stopped us. They would have went full combo. And that draw with Regain was the clutch thing to get that Maxi. Although that, you know, 1 in a million, I guess. I love that grind game that Fiendsmith and Bystials can offer. Another dogfight game. We're fighting Blue Eyes, and our hand is fine if it can be resolved. These 2 hand traps are good. When I saw the Sage of Blue Eyes, I knew I had to stop their starter, and then right after this, we shotgun Max Puvalov right after Resolution. The reason you have to do that is because I know what they'll link into. But unfortunately, it gets Ash Blossom, linking to Spirit of Blue Eyes. Spirit of Blue Eyes gets their Field Spell, sends Blue Eyes, this gets Blue Eyes. So they were about to end, so we March Hare, just for that grind. Banishing itself, usually it's very wonky to get 2 in your hand because you're just net neutral, just get a +1 body. Pretty good here. So we start off with Lubellion to try to just get any negates because we want Underground to go off. So we banish their Stage of Blue Eyes. We steal Magna Hut. Go into Lubellion. We're trying to threaten them with a grind game of Regain. So that respects them enough to use Drill Beam to negate and banish. I then used Maliss and Underground to get Majesty. Popping it, unfortunately, that sucks. So now I have to normal summon by banishing, linking the two, going into Mood of Close Heaven, again pivoting into Fiendsmith when I needed it the most. The Maliss engine was offline. The Bystials engine was offline. 2 bodies just went into Requiem. And Requiem gets us Lacrima. Lacrima sending Engraver. Engraver getting special from the grave. Attaching. Detaching. Sending the Blue Eyes. Linking the 2 in the sequence. Hoping this does not get interrupted. We go into Lacrima. Fiendsmith Lacrima. Lacrima brings back Graver. At this point, I valued having High King Caesar only because I want to keep that level 2 body for later. We attack. Opponent draws, we're hoping. And what's cool, we forget Druid Swarm. So we can easily interrupt our opponent. Our opponent draws. A normal summon going into Typhon. Not the best, but it is what it is. A battle phase attack. I do a troll move by accidentally sending Engraver, so now my defense is offline. But we drew a Swarm to banish March Hare to bring it back to our hand in order to just normal summon it or special summon it to go into Maliss. Maliss is finally online, so that was actually really good. Linking into Requiem just to easily get back Lacrima and finish off with Maliss. Again, always start with Fiendsmith first before you do Maliss effects. Attaching the 2, we detach the 2, and at that point they're at 2800 attack. We don't even have to link off. Amazing example to show how each engine complements each other. We are playing, this is the second to last promos game for Diamond 1, and this is a mirror match. And again, our hand is strong in the mirror match and has 2 engines out of the 3. Opponent even dimension shifters here. Very interesting there. But we Maliss and Underground, and we just carefully play right through it. Stormhouse getting us Chessy Cat getting special summon, Chessy Cat sending March Hare just to come back to our hand, getting us Lubellion too. Amazing. We have all 3 engines. Now, unfortunately, getting Dimension Shifter essentially turns off Fabled Lurry and going into Fiendsmith, so I didn't do that. This card came in handy though. Dark, adding it to my deck really helps in the mirror match. We get it, and we try to link climb here. By sending, we use all 4 of our Maliss banishes already, so we can no longer banish. We set GWC. We link 3 into Red Ransom. Red Ransom gets us Maliss and Mirror, because we already used the Meal spell. Normal summon Lurry. Go into White Binder with all 3. Banish naturally. Red Ransom. Banishes for no reason. Linking all 3 into Heart Scripter. Naturally banishing White Binder. We drew 3 cards within this turn. And our opponent tries to do something here with March Hare to get follow-up for next turn and have a body already on it. Banishing for Red White Rabbit. Setting GWC. And here, before the end phase, I send back to banish GWC, so they start off with one less problematic card. We Lancia right away, just to stop them. They go into Dark, trying to go into nothing. They just surrendered knowing that they can't play under Lancia, because again, Lancia is turn ending. The last and final game that got me into Masters 5. I was fighting Blue Eyes. I was in the edge of my seat. You guys gotta check out that VOD and how I reacted. Our hand is okay going second, assuming Fuvelos can go through. And guess what? Our opponent goes first and end phases. I was yelling, thinking I may have won, and look what happens. On the draw phase, they artifact Lancia, and this does not feel good, because I would just have to turn end there if it was just Maliss. Because of Lurie in our hand, play Lurie, we go into Requiem. We thought this was still over, because we can't do anything. They can't do anything. They Ash Blossom us. Now, in my mind, I was thinking, again, they pass turn. That means they have all non-engine in their hand as of now. And because of that, I think that's okay. Because even though we lost our Fiendsmith, next turn we'll get them. Because we still have our Fuvelos, forcing them to think twice before summoning, and we draw more, and we have the Imperm. 2 interruptions here. Thinking about our opponent, again, if they didn't do anything in that hand, and from the draw here, it's either going to be one engine or non-engine again. Ultimately, they end turn. So I know it's another non-engine card. Therefore, maybe, just maybe, I could play again. And look, we draw the Lacrima. Lacrima being drawn here is so good, because we can continue the Fiendsmith just to try to get any more hand traps. So we normal summon Lacrima just to get Effect Veiler. It's not good, because again, we can't do anything now, because Requiem's already in the graveyard. So it doesn't feel the best. We try to finally go into Maliss, and we get Ghost Spelled. So we're slowly chipping away their non-engine. 4 non-engine used against us. That being said, we just attach. We just attack. And at this point, this is where I'm getting scared. If they draw an engine, oh no, it is over. But instead, they do draw a Primite, so I have to just automatically imperm that. I don't want to deal with it. The gate, they link into Eyes of Spirit of Blue Eyes. I thought, oh no, it's over. They're gonna get started. They're gonna get Mausoleum of White. They're gonna combo off, synchro up, and attack me. And I thought I lost, to be honest. I really did. But they go into Blue Eyes and just attack. Really scared, knowing I didn't know what to do. At the end phase, we send back. Requiem comes back. And at this point, Requiem can bring us back by easily just going into Lacrima again. Lacrima MVP here, Fiendsmith engine, because this is the reason and the pinnacle as to why we play Fiendsmith in this deck, because it stops your opponent, basically, or gets them baited. We detach, sending the Blue Eyes, going for Sequence. Sequence takes the bait with the Imperm, and we have not even normal summoned yet. Now, this is their last final defense from all those hand traps they played on us. We finally do Maliss stuff, Dormouse combo, easily going into Apollosa, going for lethal with 6,200 life points. Very easily, they quit. We made it. This is the game that got me into Masters, and truly a great example to show why Fiendsmith brings you that grind game that you need just to get interrupted and try to let Maliss go through by pushing play, baiting hand traps. This was the deck, guys. I truly hope you guys enjoyed that. I am very thankful for Fiendsmith to get me into Masters. I couldn't have done it with Maliss pure by itself. With so many targets on it, the most represented deck. It was just so difficult to just play with just pure Maliss that truly MVP Engraver. I truly love Engraver. Thank you so much for everyone who supported me. Watch me just try so hard. I went from Diamond 1 to Diamond 4, back to Diamond 1 to Diamond 4 again. And finally, we made it at the end of the month. 2 Masters. Thank you so much, everyone. Maliss Smiths is a very promising deck. I hope you guys can try it and let me know how you guys use it too. Thank you guys again. I can't wait for the next season. I look forward to it. I will be better and I will get to Masters and try my best to climb to Masters 1 again or someday. But I'm just thankful we can make it up here still. Thank you so much. See you on the next video. Runicks YGO out.